Want to see more cool videos on our channel? We do, so press this bell and enable to send notifications.
2020 will go down in history as one of the craziest years of our times. The deep underwater wonder will make it all the more memorable. Deep down under where the still waters run deep, where it's dark and mysterious, scientists have discovered some of the biggest creatures to ever visit this planet. This creature has many talents. It spirals, then it glows, and seems like it was sent from up above from a galaxy that's far in outer space. What is this creature really? And what does it want? Who placed it here? And more importantly, how afraid should we be of it? Let's take a few seconds and get to the bottom of these tough questions. It's been given the nickname Galaxy-like Spiral, a silly glowing string. It's the longest creature to ever be recorded. When we talk of size, it makes the 120-foot jellyfish look bad, and other intimidating large sharks like mere sea dwarfs. This creature is not like anything we've ever seen. The dimensions are just ridiculous. It's far greater than the length of an Olympic swimming pool. It's quite something that these gigantic sea creatures have succeeded in eluding marine scientists and researchers for years. The outer ring of this very sentient spiral is longer than 10 fully grown great whites from nose to tail. It even belittles the megalodon when it comes to size. It's 5 times longer than the extinct apex predator. Get this, even the blue whale, which is the largest animal to ever exist, is just half as long as this creature. We need to be a little cautious when out swimming in the open water. Who knows, we might just have that giant encounter. Even though it was found off the coast of Western Australia, there's no doubt that it would be able to get to North America in record time. Before we get into its possible origins, let's just size up other creatures of its pedigree and get a perspective of how big it really is. It has dethroned quite a number of creatures who were vying for the title of the longest sea creature to ever roam the Earth. First, we have the lion's mane jellyfish, which is 120 feet long. It's known as the giant jellyfish or the hair jelly. The red or purple colour only adds to the shock effect. The lion's mane jellyfish is at the top of the list as the largest jellyfish of all known species. Just to get to understand how large it is, the longest recorded blue whale was 108 feet long. Despite the jellyfish's great lengths, leatherback sea turtles have been swallowing them whole for dinner. Size is just a number, people. Making the blue whale and the lion's mane jelly look quite small, the man-o-war has tentacles that are said to grow to almost 165 feet long. Now that's real size, folks. Boasting of such numbers, you'd think that this surely is the longest creature in the world. That's where you're wrong. The man-o-war is a siphonful, meaning that it has colonies made up of dozens, hundreds and thousands of genetically identical individual creatures that come together. So it's not really one creature, but a number of them. That said, tentacles that can grow to such unbelievable lengths can be potentially harmful to humans and only mean that you're going to the beach at your own risk. Now let's have a look at a giant fish better known as the oarfish. It's the longest bony fish in the world. The giant oarfish is 110 feet long. These monster fish spend the better part of their days just lazing around the oceans of the twilight zone, and they don't fancy sunlight too much. So that's good news to us, since the chances of bumping into them during a fishing expedition are pretty slim. Having had a glimpse of the painfully long competitors, we can now safely tick them off the list. Length is not everything. The blue whale makes that point only too well. It's not as long as the man-o-war or the newfound spiral creature in Australia. Truth be told, the blue whale is the largest animal ever to have existed. Its very bulky weight tilts the scales at 190 tons. This underwater behemoth is comparable to 200 little Mitsubishi Mirage cars. This blue whale by weight wins the competition. That said, it would not go messing with the great white sharks. These predators are not picky when it comes to choosing what goes on their dinner menu. They are nearly 20 feet and have powerful tails with mouths with hundreds of razor-sharp chompers. For its size, this white shark is one of the most dangerous underwater beauties. Even then, this white shark, the blue whale and the longest jellyfish pale in comparison when put side to side to our new discovery. So, newspaper, blogs, dailies and media in general have been going berserk over this enormous creature. It's time to find out what all the hype is really about. Just take a second to gaze into the hypnosis that is in its spiral. As you do, we'll unpack everything that there is to know about this beast that resembles a sea creature from outer space. Researchers and scientists have been completely taken by this creature and have not yet given it a name and call the entity ominous. The experts, however, know more about it than what meets the eye. It's actually referred to as the apolemia, and like the man-o'-war, it's also a siphonphore, which means that its giant is in a real sense a colony of tiny genetically identical clones that work together to create this record-breaking jellyfish predator in the deep sea. Although the real length of this giant creature is not yet determined, the pilot of the remotely operated vehicle which spotted it used very highly sophisticated lasers to determine the size of the siphonphore's outer ring. Based on the diameter of the outer ring, the length is estimated to be 154 feet long. Wait, what? With the multiple rings, a few of the researchers suggest that the animal could then easily be 500 feet long. This uncanny creature was found at 2,060 feet or 630 meters below sea level in the darkness of the ocean's depth in a region known as the Ningaloo Canyons, below the Indian Ocean and west of Australia. This is not the first apolemia to be spotted. It, however, breaks the record as the largest. Some of these creatures grow to be almost 131 feet. Compare that to the outer ring of the giant, which is 154 feet or 47 meters long. It was quite clear that this spiral creature was much bigger than normal. Scientists the world over are perplexed by this oceanic giant. Rebecca HELM, jellyfish specialist from the University of South Carolina, made an interesting point. She points out that the creature is not only remarkable because of its size, but also because of the fact that it seems to be hunting for food and not just lazing around. The diet for this sea creature is quite diverse and includes anything from crustaceans to copepods, fish, as well as other siphonphores. The giant sea creature catches food under the guise of its curtain of stinging cells. Just like the white sharks, these giants are not dramatic. You only have to feed them well. In an amazingly out-of-this-world display of the animal kingdom, some clones were identified to be responsible for catching prey, while others were in charge of digestion. Quite some coordination there. I know you're racking your brain wondering how a creature this big and made up of numerous creatures is able to move with ease. Wonder no more. It doesn't travel in a straight line as you'd expect. The head does not offer guidance. Strange much? The tentacles travel the galaxy like spirals floating in the darkest of deepest waters. Given its size, it's quite hard to imagine that we've only known about this creature for a very short time. Researchers from the Schmidt Ocean Institute based in California shared the video, first of its kind that made the entire scientific community go crazy, and was only taken on March 16, 2020. At the time, the marine scientists had been out at sea on the Felco research ship before finding this creature. They'd wrapped up a month-long expedition at the Ningaloo Canyons. According to Wendy Schmidt, the co-founder of the institute, canyons are just a few of the numerous underwater wonders that we're yet to discover that would go a long way in educating us about our planet. The expedition was made up of 20 dives, during which they discovered 30 new species. When the giant apolemia showed up, it stole the thunder of the whole lot of 30. Why has it taken so long to make this one-of-a-kind discovery? The answer is pretty simple. The ocean and its vastness is something that we can't contend with. It'll be eons before we say we've searched its depths if the discoveries of the Ningaloo Canyons are anything to go by. You can actually tell from the discovery video that the entity is not just huge and eerie, it also glows. Turns out that almost all siphonphores, especially those that are 500 feet long, have bioluminescent capabilities. Why? Scientists believe that this is a clever strategy used to attract fish. Bioluminescent organs that are on the different colonies flicker as opposed to being a constant glow. This reins in those curious, unsuspecting fish. It's also a defense mechanism where larger predatory creatures approach this giant creature with caution. Some food for thought. Could there be more such entities? And how many more of these spiral alien-like jellyfish are roaming in the ocean? Who knows? What we know for sure is that most oceans remain a mystery, a canvas waiting to be unveiled. In 2000, NOAA estimated that 95% of the world's oceans and 99% of the ocean's floor are still unexplored. Isn't that something? Not just the oceans that are unexplored, some other places on the land are uncharted as well. The largest forest in the world, the Amazon, is not fully explored due to its magnanimous size. Just like the giant spiral creatures discovered roaming freely in the ocean, gigantic foreboding creature could lie in wait in the Amazon. This creature is by far the world's largest creature yet. It, however, is not that unique. I know, I've burst your bubble. The Portuguese man-o-war was the first siphon for ever found, and this was in 1758. And guess what? Since then, approximately 10 species were unveiled during the 20th century. That list has the Bathphysa conifera, aka the flying spaghetti monster, Praia dubia, aka the giant siphon for, among many others. Who knows what lies down under? What do you think the scientists should name this new creature? Hypnophore magnifique? No? Yes? Let us know what name would tickle your fancy in the comments. Thank you so much for watching, and if you enjoyed the video, please let me know by clicking the like button. Do share, write a comment, and don't forget to subscribe so that you can catch up my next video.